guys, Unclejona here, and I'm doing another beer review. You know how we roll, we keep it rolling. We're doing one this time from the Balkans. The Balkans! And specifically in the Balkans, we are here. Slovenia. You see that? Oh, Slovenia. And the brewery is this one. Oh, it's called Ljubljana, which is kind of crazy. And for a change, there is an article. I thought that was Del Boy in his weird three-wheeler, but no, this has got four wheels, but it looks like Del Boy's mobile. It is an article, and it's written by the lovely Robin Gilmore. Of course, she is the babe of beer, and the there you go, Ljubljana. It's given some things to do. There's a pub there. There's some all sorts of weird stuff to do, which I think is absolutely cool. That is a perfect example of what we, the Beer 52 customers, and specifically me, Unclejona, want to see in the magazine. That is fantastic. And here is the beer itself. It's been in the fridge. Ljubljana. There you go, with a dragon on there. And to make things even better, it is a single hopped pale ale. It is a pale ale for 4.5%, made with Mosaic hops. It's got some oats in there too. I don't think, from what I can see, it's got any wheat in it. There you go, Slovenian, but there's the English. Mosaic single hop pale with bright aromas of mango, stone fruit, and citrus peel, with pine and earthy undertones, balanced bitterness, and smooth mouthfeel. That is proper, and it even gives. I like it when it gives some weird stuff that he says before, between 4 and 6 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in old money, but that's in the modern standard Celsius or centigrade, however you want to say it. Right, let's get this bad boy open. You know how we roll. Oh, it's a bit lively. Wow, look at that. It has actually started coming out of the top. So I better get this in the old glass, which is over here, pretty damn quick. Now, was that just because it was a bit lively, or was it because it was overfilled? Either way, I like it. There we go. Bit of a, oh dear, bit of a charge at the end there, which I don't like, because that was pouring super clear, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it didn't. There we go, Ljubljana, and there's the beer. Look at that head. That's going the wrong way. There we go. Ridiculous head. And that's how we roll with a big head. How big? Well, 2 fingers, I reckon you can get into that head, which is proper good. And like I say, that was pouring really, really clear, and then it spoiled it right at the end with a bit of kind of, I don't know, what should we call it? Craft beer quality assurance issues. That's what I'm going to say. Who knows? Lovely, lovely, fluffy white head. Like I say, it's got a bit of oats in it, but it's only Mosaic. And I'm getting that kind of, it's not superbly hopped actually. Well, at least not for aroma, but I'm getting that tropical thing, the stone fruits there. Not so much of the green hop matter. So that's why I said I think it's yeast. I don't think it's hop particles, but you never know. Not too much going on there. And weirdly, because it's quite well carbonated, you'd expect the hop oils to come out in the carbon dioxide and, up into the atmosphere. But no, not on this one. So that means, or does it mean, it's going to be really hoppy, have loads of mouthfeel, be amazing? We shall see, dear viewer, we shall see. 4.5%, yet sitting really nicely within the pale ale. I'm really glad they didn't call it a session IPA, because as we know, that is absolutely nonsense. There is no such thing as session IPA. It's just invented to sell people beer, which I do not like at all, especially when people are changing the description of IPA purely to bring the ABV down a little bit to suit what the breweries are doing. Very, very strange in my book. Anyway, cheers and beers. Let's see what we get from this bad boy. Wow, really fruity up front, and fruity in a stone fruity kind of way, which is interesting. Then we're getting a bit of berry in there. And I'd say that's on the kind of carbonation. The bubbles are bursting in my mouth and kind of giving carbonation berry bubbles. I'll patent that. Of course I won't. But yeah, it's a lot more fruity and fruit kind of forward than perhaps a normal beer would be. And I don't think there's that much oat in there because it's not giving that creamy thing that oat usually gives. And like we saw, it was pouring very, very clear, and then it went hazy a little bit at the end. But yeah, that's helping with the head, I think. But the actual beer itself, not superbly creamy. This is not one of those kind of yeah, creamy type beers, which sometimes oats does. So just put a wee sprinkling of oats into the grist, maybe to help the mouthfeel a little bit. But yeah, this is not a milkshake beer. Let's dive in for some more. Wow. I have to say, I think this is a touch overcarbonated. And I'm really glad that I put that in the fridge. It's been there a couple of days. Because if I'd opened that at room temperature, that would have been a gusher. No mistake about that. And I have got a few drips on the old trousers, although I'm in the shorts today because, again, second day in the row. Yeah, lovely day. And I have to be reasonably quick because I'm going to the Royston, where it's picking up the award for best pub in the local area on the island, essentially. And it's still in the running for the best pub in Kent this year. So keep our fingers crossed because it really is a good place. It's just a little bit small, so it will never kind of beat out the really traditional big pubs because it isn't one of those. It's a micro pub. It is what it is. But yeah, what I'm just saying about this beer is there's a bit too much carbonation, and that carbonic acid, which is actually a thing, is taking away a little bit, in my opinion, from yeah, some of the flavors there. All you're getting is kind of really bubbly and sort of carbony type stuff. Kind of like a lager, you get a lager and it's really over fizzy and it's just difficult to drink. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what I can do. The head wasn't hanging around, so if I do a bit of a swirly, maybe I can try and get some of that carbon dioxide out of my beer. Get out, you bugger! I want you out of my beer. Obviously, we're getting a big head now. It doesn't seem to be, it wasn't anyway, but it didn't seem to be sticking around, which also is an indication that they didn't use a huge amount of oat in there, because oat helps with, yeah, not only head retention, but it helps with the kind of lacing on the glass as well, which is, yeah, one of the things that I really like. You know how we roll. If you're new to the channel, please look at the back catalogue. Think about subscribing. Hopefully, if you're in this long, we're almost 10 minutes in. I must be entertaining you somewhat. So that's got to be worth a like at the very least. And if not, why not tell me why down below? And if you do like my style of reviewing, yeah, leave me a comment. Let's dive back into this one. Cheers. Oh, that is a lot better. Yeah, now that I've got some of that carbon dioxide out, the creaminess is kind of beginning to come through a little bit. And when I say creaminess, I mean the OT creaminess. So perhaps the overcarbonation, in my humble opinion, was fighting against the creaminess of the actual beer itself, which is not good in my opinion. So there you go. I've solved the problem for you, dear viewer. If you have quite an overcarbonated beer, swirl it around if you can in the glass to get that CO2 out of the beer, and you'll be left with obviously a slightly flatter beer, but it will be yeah, a little bit more creamy, a little bit more old school in style. Pardon me. There you go. That's the carbon dioxide from before. Um, but yes, what I was saying was it takes out that carbonic acid type thing, which I don't like in my mouth. My taste buds don't really like it. I guess that's why even back in the 90s when I kind of started my drinking journey, even though it was the late 80s, yeah, I was never really a lager guy because it was too fizzy, especially in cans. If you want to drink lager quickly in cans, holy fook, it was tricky, especially when they're only 3.5%, which the 90s beers was, um, especially in the UK. Let's finish this off and you guys can get on your way and I can get on my way to the Royston. I better go quick. Yeah, that's really nice. That has made the difference. I'm definitely getting more of the tropical fruit flavors. The stone fruit is there, but it's a lot more settled down. Getting rid of that carbon dioxide was definitely the way forward for me. And this beer, I think, was quite good. There we go. That is the Ljubljana single hopped Mosaic Pale Ale coming to you from Slovenia. Take care of yourselves, dear viewer. Take care of each other. And if you're going to the Royston later on, I will see you there. Don't forget to buy me a pint. Cheers and beers. And I'll be back with another beer review real soon.